And what's going on, everybody? Your boy Blake, Money Blake Weather. Another episode of Loaded Joe's MMA podcast. How you doing? What are you doing? When you're doing what you're doing? How you're doing? Thank you for tuning in. And I want to shout out everybody checking out all these episodes before the end of the year, before Christmas. Shout outs to Christmas and all the gifts you guys are hopefully getting. Hopefully you've been on Santa's nice list. And if you have, great. And if you know somebody that has and you want to get them a gift, go check out our first sponsor, zensoapco.com. Z-E-N soapco.com. Go check them out for all natural soap made out of here in Austin, Texas. They do awesome work with soap. I of course I get all my soap from them. I don't use any other soap. Fucking why not, right? Go check them out and use the keyword GETLOADED for 10% off all natural soap made out of here in Austin, Texas. Also, go check out Gear Athletes, GetGearWorldwide.com. Go check them out for all of your gear in and out of the gym. Shirts, hats, gis, shorts even, bags even. You can check out all of their awesome stuff, and you can get it just in time for Christmas. I think their shipping is usually 2 to 3 days, so please go check them out. Also, go check out NOP Media. Without them, we have no graphics, we have no video work, we have nothing. They do all of that stuff, and they take care of it for us because they love us. Go check them out for the rest of December. They're doing $100 deals for any video project that you have, whether it's you're an MMA fighter, you want to go do a little highlight video, huh? Shout outs to y'all. Or you got bar mitzvah or something coming up. Whatever the fuck it is you want to do, you want to be a rapper for your Sweet 16, go check them out. They'll help you out and they'll hook it up. $100 deals going on in the month of December right up into the new year. Let's hop right into our guest. He's one of my favorite people. I stay in contact with him. He probably gets more texts from me than he really wants, but he's such a nice guy. He doesn't really care. It's my boy, y'all's favorite, and coach for one of the main event fighters for, what is this, UFC 219 for Cyborg Santos? It's my boy and your favorite, Jason Parillo. Jason, they can see you on screen now, homie.
Am I on?
Hey, they can see you, coach.
I'm here. I'm here to talk to you, my man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How the hell have you've been kind of on an adventure these last few months, man? How have you? I still owe you beers.
I know. And I haven't even had time to celebrate the beers that you owe me because I've been busy up and down. But you know what?
What's that?
We probably will never drink them together.
Why?
Well, you live very far, don't you?
I do, but like I plan on like coming to. Where are you at? What city are you in?
Well, you need to make it to a fight or two. You're sitting there talking about them. You got to make it to them.
You need to coach a fighter who's going to fight on the Austin card. How about that?
Austin.
Yeah,
okay.
February 18th. I don't know if you got any fighters coming up that are going to be fighting on there, but your boy's going to be there, man.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm going to apply for credentials, and if not, fucking, I'm going to get tickets, and and if not, I mean, well, I'm for sure going to get tickets. I got tickets to the last one, but like,
it makes me sick. You got to apply for credentials.
Why?
Credentials. You're fucking ride or die MMA, for God's sake. Fucking, you've been doing this for a long time.
I've been doing it for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? 3 years. There's so many.
3 years is a lifetime
in this game. In this game, right? For fighters and for media people. Am I right?
No, it's true. I mean, people do come and go. That's for sure.
But not you, coach. You've been around, especially for these last like 2 months, bro. You've had a whole roller coaster of things happening, man. Talk to me, man. What the fuck has been up, bro? Like, I left you alone. I was like, listen, coach needed space. He's got fighters. Because Kylan Curran fought on the same night as Michael Bisping, right? Like, they fought on the same night?
Yep, she did.
Okay, so let's take off with Life of Parillo starting November, the night of, what is it, November 3rd? Is that what it was? The night of November 3rd. All the way up until now we're talking Money Blake weather. Walk me through, man.
November 3rd, what was that, China?
No, November 3rd was New York, man.
Where? Oh, New York, New York. New
Yeah,
York.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had a very bad November. Not me, but my fighters did, and that's the nature. Really, no matter which way you look at it, you say 2 months is a long time. You say years is a long time. You know, I was training PJ Penn was world champion almost 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So I've been up and down in this sport plenty of times. The losses hurt way more than the fucking wins feel good. Don't get me wrong. You love the wins, but November was tough because I had a couple fighters that I really care about quite a bit, and they fell short. Uh, it's funny too. As a coach too, it's a bigger roller coaster than it is for the fighters because it's not, but at the same sense, you're doing it a lot longer than they are as well.
Right.
I used to be a fighter. I already went up and down being a fighter, and I've been up and down being a coach for many years. I mean, in the MMA world, about 10 years now, I've been up and down, dealing with world champions, winning world titles, and losing world titles. Last month, November, tough. You know what I mean? It was tough. I mean, regardless of how much fun me and you have doing these podcasts, and honestly, I've never seen our podcast, and I can't pull them with you. I do them with you, like, and me and you talk outside, even doing these podcasts.
Yeah.
But today, I'll answer you this question in all seriousness, no matter what you look at it. It's tough when you have lost like I had in November. RDA's winning November is the nature of the beast. It's how this is as a coach. You fucking 1 minute you got a guy losing, the next minute you got a guy winning. So. But regardless, you talk about Kylan Kern. I think is how we started talking about her. She's a work in progress, no matter which way you look at it. And when we have a conversation about Kylan Kern, is having a conversation about a prelim. You're having a conversation about a fighter that's in the middle of a huge development process, like almost in an amateurish way. You know what I mean? Like she's still an amateur learning on the highest profile, and she's what she's done is already out there. Now she gets to go back to the drawing board and try to develop herself to where she knows she needs to be, because she's got the example of what she needs to be. She's been in front of people that she needs to be as good as, and now she gets to go back and get some wins, something like Invicta or something like that, and come back and make some noise in the UFC.
I have an affinity to Kylan Kern because I got to see her fight here in Austin for her very first UFC fight when she fought Paige Van Zant. I don't know if you remember that. But it was November of 2014. It was the same card as Cubby Swanson and Frankie Edgar. And old Barbosa fought Bobby Green on it. And old Doo-Ho Choi made his debut on the card. So I have an affinity because I've seen her come up. Like you see these fighters and like.
Well, for me, she hasn't come up yet. I think she's being looked at before she had a chance to come up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, she's already fighting Paige Van Zant, Felice Herring. She fought the Chinese girl 6-1 or whatever that they're trying to fucking. She fought the Russian girl that's 7-0. Like, she's not fighting. She's a girl they got a 50-50 record that's fighting killers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's for me, it's okay. Like, she's figuring out real quick if this is something that she wants to do. If she continues to want to do this after the experience that she's had, God bless her. She's going to be something to be reckoned with, because we get her in Invicta, she gets some solid wins and some proper confidence, some proper experience. there's something she can do in the future. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, no. I mean, and we have like two different perspectives on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like I agree with what you're saying completely, and I think that's probably the utmost honest way you can say it. It's just like for me, like though, like I have kind of like, damn, like I saw you since your first UFC fight, and you know, I everybody on that card, because I got to see them fight live. Like I kind of have a special, in my own mind, a special connection. If that, you know, does that make any sense, Coach? You know what I'm saying? Like you see these people and you're like, listen, I got to see you up close and personal. So in my mind, I have a connection to you. You might never know, you might never meet me, but
What?
I know you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Blake, guess what?
Yeah.
You know, see somebody like that up close and they fight?
What?
Me. I'm right there. I'm right there when they're training, right there when they're fighting, right there when they're crying, right there when they're cutting weight, right there when they're doing everything. You know what I mean? So no matter what, and I understand, no matter which way the opinion, I was right there. I saw you fight. I know what you can do. I know what you can't do. Not really, because you're right there I'm not discrediting you, but you're out there you talk about. I'm talking about Kylan Curran right now.
Right.
Kylan Green. I tell Kylan to her face all the time, and I say, I don't want you to be offended by what I say to you, but you're green. You're very talented. You're very gifted. You have a lot of ability, but you're very, very green. You know what I mean? Her mind's over here, and her body's over here. And I don't mean that in a weird way. I just mean at the end of the day, she's just her experience, her work is on the job right now. She's learning at the highest platform there is, really.
Right.
The best girls in the world. She's fighting the best girls at her weight division in the world. And she hasn't even figured out that she's a 115-pound girl yet. You know, because she barely is. I mean, she's 117, 118 pounds walking around. You know what I mean? Like, she's green. She's green, and if she really wants to fight bad enough, and she wants this bad enough, and she wants a career in the fight game bad enough, she still has a chance, in my opinion. And you're talking about a girl that has an upside-down record. You're talking about a girl that I still know she has a chance, because I know that she can go back to Invicta. I know that she can gain in reverse record. And I think she can even win a title in Invicta and then cross back over to in the UFC. She's young enough to do it, you know. And that's the funny thing about the fight game. Like, I'm still getting asked questions about BJ Penn and Tito Ortiz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking about a kid when you're talking about Kylan Curran, a child.
Yeah.
And I don't that like we are. We're talking about somebody that's pubescent, that's fighting on this platform on a huge level, that can disappear for 5 years, 4 or 5 years, and come back and still make noise. Do you know what I mean?
I do, man. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, though, it's like it's good and bad at the same time. Like, it's like good to get on the job experience, but it's like it's good that you're young enough to be able to come back. But like, man, like I can't imagine losing one fight, let alone however many fights that you're losing. But like again, it's to fucking Felice Herrig and Paige Van Sant.
You gotta fight amateur fights to understand that feeling too, as well, don't you? And
Yeah.
some of these people don't. You know, you talk about boxing and MMA. I mean, boxers will have anywhere from 100 to 300 amateurs. You know what I mean? So that, like, and regardless, they're in the realm that they're in. They're in the domain that they're in. They're winning or losing. It doesn't matter if there's 3 judges and a referee and a crowd of people. You're winning or losing.
Right.
So you got to deal with that, no matter which way you're looking at it. You know, and like you're saying, I mean, I don't know where you're going with Kylan Curran as far as her losses, but for me, if you're strong-minded, you know, you realize at the end of the day, she's losing on a high platform.
Right.
But she's only got 10 fights. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's amateur boxers. I'm going to go back to there's amateur MMA guys as well. There's guys that fight amateur MMA, and they'll have 30 MMA. They'll have 30 fights as an amateur and 5 in a row. You know, and that's when they lose. That's when they learn a lot. Or what do you think? I don't win, I learn, or whatever the fuck that stupid saying is.
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. There's a reason why it's a saying and people like it. You know, because there's truth behind it. But in all reality, Colin Kearns will work on the job. You know what I mean? And she's in her amateur experience is happening at the highest platform.
Right.
And me and you are talking about it. Me and you are having a conversation about it. Why? Because she has 10 fights. She has 10 fights, not 10 professional fights. She has 10 fights in her life. You know what I mean? That's her life. And that's the amateurs. And you can think that's a lot of fights, but let's think about it. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people that fight a lot of amateur fights, and they fight a lot of prelim professional fights.
Right, they're coming with a lot more experience than just having 10 fights.
You still,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know why I'm defending Kylan right now. I feel like we're about it.
No, I really like Kylan, and I like the stance that you're taking with her because she is one of your fighters. And listen, man, I'm a outside. Look at the girl looks gorgeous, but outside of that, I've always been a Kylan Kearns fan. Even if she looked like, one of the statues out of the Eastern Island. Like I don't give no fucks. Like she's a good fighter.
Is she pretty? Is she pretty?
Come on now, Coach. You gonna make me do this on national television? Come on, Coach. Yeah, she's a gorgeous girl. She just listen. I just prefer Alexa Grasso wherever in the world she's at. You know what I'm saying? Like.
I think, like, God bless you. Hey, go ahead.
No, yeah, I was gonna say. So that happened. Of course, the Bisping fight happened, and I heard you do an interview on Submission Radio. Was it after the Kelvin Gastelum fight? I don't know if you even remember doing that interview. You know the guys from Australia. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
right?
yeah. Casper and fuck what? Yeah. No, I know exactly who you're talking about. And I did that before the gas.
Oh, okay.
No. It was after the gas.
I thought it was after because you were like,
It
listen,
was.
like,
It was after the fight. Yeah.
But I always feel like I like to listen to that just so I kind of, because me and you talk in and out, but just so I can have an idea of where your mind's at. But just like I always feel like those interviews are always like textbook questions. Like it's never like, hey, what's up, Coach? What are we doing? What are we talking about, man? How you doing? It's never like a casual conversation like what me and you have. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's how it's always going to be now, isn't it? Because that's what they're doing. This is a little bit more podcasty, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to look at it, and I don't do any other. I'll be honest with you. I don't do any other interviews with anybody else like I do with you. I allow you to fucking sit in my kitchen and while I drink beer. This is what I do at night. I'm just sitting here. This is what I do every night of my life. I sit right here, what I'm doing right now. A couple beers, a couple smokes, and I think about fighting. Now I'm having a conversation with you while you drink wine. Are you drinking wine?
No. It is let me show you the bottle, Coach. This is an actual beer.
Thank God.
It's a
IPA.
No. So I'll read it to you. It's an Imperial Stout inspired by Mexican hot chocolate.
Yeah, I respect that. You see, you're drinking beer.
Yeah.
You're drinking wine. I would probably hang up this fucking.
No. It's not the Loaded Joe's on Wine podcast. There's a beer icon on my shit. Listen.
Hey, I've done a couple other things with some other guys like, oh, yeah, Loaded Joe. I heard your name a couple times in the streets. I got my ear in the streets. I heard your name, Loaded Joe.
I get
oh, fucking Loaded Joe. That's my name.
I get around like an alley cat.
You're a whore.
Oh man, but so Bisping happened twice. Like, bro,
Yeah.
like now there was 3 heartaches before you get this RDA one. And this RDA one I feel like is big, but I know how close you and Bisping are, man. Like,
oh man, I fucking love him to death.
yeah.
I love him so much, man. He's a friend of mine. He's my fighter, and we're connected through fighting, not friends first, but we're business first and fighting first. But I'm extremely close to Michael, and this is the fight game, and nobody knows a fight game more than Michael Bisping, and I know the fight game quite well myself, and I've been part of big losses before,
Right.
And they're worse than big wins, to be totally honest. And I'm just feeling it with them. And of course November was a devastating month, and not devastating in a negative way. It is what it is. It hurts, but it's okay. Because when I see Michael in the character that he has, and the heart that he has, and the integrity he has, and the way that he continues to put one foot in front of the other, it's fucking motivating.
Right.
No matter what way you look at it. I make a living off motivating people. I train people, I teach people, I coach people, but you got to be able to motivate people at the same time, and it's nice to get paid back by your fighters and have them motivate you because of the type of spirit they are. So, a guy like Michael Bisping will motivate me the rest of my life, and that's what continues to help me out. That's what continues to help me help other fighters, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, Coach. I should have made that adjustment from the beginning. But no. I'm absolutely with you, Coach. And that's why, I don't mean to intrude on your emotions or be rude about any of it. Like, I don't feel like I am. It's like catching up with you though, because I don't know what the fuck you're thinking after some shit happens like this. I don't know how impactful it is or how non-impactful it is, or I don't know any of this. What I do know though is my observations. I do know, you and Bisping are boys from what you tell me and from what we talk about, from what I see on camera and what I see from what UFC puts out and what these media people put out. I see this real strong connection, but who the fuck, who's supposed to know, and how am I supposed to know how impactful it is, or how big it is, or how the losses feel, or how the wins feel when they happen? You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh no, I'm just. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, all you know is the answers you get from the questions you ask.
Right.
But regardless, it's what you're attracted to. That's why you continue to do what you do. That's why the people that are listening continue to listen to this in your fucking shit. Not your shit, but
right. It's my shit.
It's your shit. You know what I mean? They're going to listen to it because they're intrigued by it. And you're intrigued by it. But no matter which way you look at it, it's fucking years and years and years of people's lives that have great moments and shitty moments. And the shitty moments are magnified and the great moments are magnified. And sometimes people are more attracted to the shitty moments, and sometimes people are more attracted to the positive moments. It just all depends on on the character of the game, I guess, no matter which way you look at it.
No matter. I'll say no matter which way you cut it, slice it or dice it, like that's what it is, man. I got a quick question though. Was Bisping fighting after the GSP? Was that, I don't even know if you can speak on it or not. Was this his call, or was UFC like, yo, Bisping, we would really like it if you came because we have nobody here to fill in this gap, and we don't want to cancel this fucking card in Shanghai, bro. Like, can you do us a solid?
Let me tell you something. When God made fighters, He made a mold of Michael Bisping. And He separated it from all the other molds. He said, this motherfucker right here will fight anybody at any time. And if he loses a fight, he wants to fight right away.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, listen, I mean, regardless of where we're at, I mean, regardless of everything, you know, you can't teach the spirit of Michael Bisping. You can help it out, you can guide it, you can do whatever you want with it. But a spirit like Michael Bisping is second to none. And any criticism towards him, you know, you gotta fucking question yourself. When you criticize the guy, if you're a fight fan, if you're intrigued by the fight game, if you're a media person that's intrigued by the fight game, if you're anybody in the fight game, if you don't respect Michael Bisping, you're a fucking cunt. You're a real fucking cunt. Because at the end of the day, this guy is a true definition of a fighter. And I know that he rubs people the wrong way, but, you know, the reason why he rubs people the wrong way is because a lot of times, you know, what rubs you the wrong way is something you see in yourself. So maybe we all have a little fighter in ourselves.
Yeah.
And Michael lets you know that you have it. You know what I mean? Because he's the epitome of it.
I'm with that, man. I like that. Well, let's move on to positive shit. Listen,
This is positive.
What?
This is positive.
Us always talking is positive, right? Wait a minute. But first off, Coach, what city are you fucking in? Because listen, I'm trying to make some travels happen in 2018. What city are you in?
I'm in Newport Beach, California.
Where's that at in comparison with like L.A., San Diego? Where's all this at?
It's right in the middle.
Okay, I'm with it. Okay, so I'm gonna have a very strong campaign to try and make it your way. Buy you your 6-pack that I owe you because your girl Rose Namajunas fought the fight of her life against my girl JJ.
She did. I knew she was going to. Did I tell you she was going to?
You did. Yeah. You know which one I called though? My boy TJ Killishaw. I said Killishaw was gonna kill a Shaw.
And you know what? I worked with Killishaw for a little bit before that fight. I knew we were drinking that night, and I hope they both beat the shit out of her. I still stand by what I said.
Yeah.
Because they did. They both dropped each other, beat each other up a little bit, and TJ won. I wanted TJ to win because, I mean, I like TJ. I know the thing is maybe the guy gets a lot of shit. I don't know if he deserves shit or not. I don't know. So far, so clean with me. I never have had, like, oh, this guy's a bad guy. You know what I mean? So, but regardless, he won that fight pretty clean, didn't he?
Man, he did. And you know what? I was saying, so this is going to be some technical talk real quick, and you're the right person to do it with, right? But I was saying that Cody Garbrandt's defense, his defensive maneuvers are more meant for punches than they are for kicks. So for somebody like Dominic Cruz, who throws a bunch of looping hooks and uppercuts, his defense is going to be fine because he did great in he had an amateur boxing career. His whole upbringing was a lot of boxing maneuvers and boxing defense. So his boxing was based on head slips and body leans. head slips and body leans. That's great and all if you got a lot of looping punches like Dominic Cruz, but when you bring in head kicks like TJ Dillashaw does at the end of combos, you're in trouble.
Did I lose you?
No, you're with me. You still with me?
Oh, yeah, but I just want to make sure that I lost you.
You were trying to lose me on purpose while I was talking some shit on Technique Talk?
No, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. I mean, you do remember that TJ knocked him out with a punch.
Right, but he said it. So the first knockdown happened with the kick. That was the first thing. And I knew that he was going to either knock him down or knock him out with a kick. And then when I replayed the hook, I went back to the Dominic Cruz fight, and I noticed that one of the only punches that Dominic Cruz kept landing in his fight with Cody Garbrandt was the right hook. Yeah, because it was a right hook because it was a night of hooks. Rose Namajunas knocked out JJ with the left hook. GSP knocked down Michael Bisping with the left hook, and TJ Dillashaw used a right hook to knock down Cody Garbrandt. I noticed the right hook, though, was one that, especially in the pocket, he kept getting hit by Dominic Cruz, but Dominic Cruz didn't have enough power to actually hurt him. And so kudos to fucking Dwayne Ludwig for fucking recognizing that, right? But I just figured that Dominic that TJ Dillashaw and Dwayne Bang would see the same things I did. I'm not a genius or anything, but they would see the same things I did, figure out the same things I did, and put 1 and 2 together, and they'd make 5 when I would only figure out 3. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something, Blake. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
All that matters. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if you want to talk about right hook, left hook, jab, cross, flying.
Oh, fuck me. Fuck me.
Like, whatever you want to talk, whatever technical bullshit
you want
to believe and think. All that matters is what TJ Dillashaw saw. And what he saw was fucking Cody's head sitting there in the middle of an exchange with millimeters of a seconds to react. And he didn't know if he should throw. He wasn't thinking right hook. He wasn't thinking straight right hand. He saw a motherfucker's head in the middle of fucking millimeters of seconds of reaction time, and he threw the right hook and cleaned his clock. You know what I mean? Like, was there positioning involved? But all that takes time to be in. Like, TJ Dillashaw's been training for many, many fucking years.
Right.
At no point was he thinking to himself, I'm going to knock this guy out with a right hook tonight. You know what I mean?
No.
Does he think that there's holes in certain lanes that he can throw in?
Yes.
Sure. Has he been practicing training?
Yes.
So his instincts are to throw in that lane? Yes, of course. But TJ Dillashaw mentally reacted that night at the highest level you can. And that's how he won that fight. TJ Dillashaw won that fight fucking because he wanted it more than fucking life itself. And that's really what it always boils down to, no matter which way you look at it.
I agree with that 100%. I'm just saying the techniques that they would have trained to win that fight were some of the things that I happened to see pre and post.
No, I meant discredit what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm sorry if that's what you're saying.
No.
I just don't want to, like, I don't ever discredit the fighter.
Right.
Wins that fucking fight, man. He does, man. I mean, because everybody, look at, you don't think there hasn't been plenty of guys prior to Cody Garbrandt that didn't see the holes? There's teams and coaches and athletes that have competed against Cody Garbrandt or Dominic Cruz or whatever they are.
Right.
They see the holes in their game. Yes, of course they have. But could they make it happen? You know what I mean? Can they go in there and make it happen? That's a whole different fucking animal.
Yeah.
And TJ made that happen Dwayne Ludwig, his coach, and all his other coaches, had the proper energy and really supported and believed in him, and fucking they made it happen. You know what I mean? But most of all, the fighter always makes it happen.
Right.
When Michael Bisping knocked out Luke Rockhold, and as much as I want to feel like I'm a part of that, and I am a part of that, no matter which way I look at it, Michael Bisping stepped in there and threw that left hook and knocked fucking Rockhold. You know what I mean?
Right.
That takes a mind to do it, and no matter which way you look at it, it really does. I mean, because it's hard to even understand, because most of us are not in that position. None of us are in that position. There are very few in that position, and a lot of times people are in that position, they fail. And these guys are in that position, they succeed. And that's a mental fucking. That's a mental strength that that they're blessed for.
It really is like, I'm going to bring down two examples. One, of course, I'm going to draw it back to my boy Floyd Mayweather. There was always talk of like, you beat Floyd Mayweather doing this, and you beat Floyd Mayweather doing that. But then I've always told people, I'm like, yeah, but who the fuck can operate like who the fuck can do that? Like, really, like, who the fuck can really do that? We're not going to talk about the sparring videos that you showed me, right, of your boy putting
no,
a pound.
No, you're right. No. But I mean, you're right. It's like, that's how good he is. Like, and that's why it's funny too. And I do it. And I'll say it as well. Is like, people we go back to making fun, not making fun, but I don't want to reveal my game plan. Like, if you're good enough, you know my game plan, and you gotta fucking beat it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're that cerebral about it, it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't matter. Like, you know what certain people are gonna do to you, and you gotta stop it. And I don't know.
No. Operating and proceeding the game plan depending on the fighter. Like, yeah, we know the game plan, but can you fucking execute it? Yeah, we know how to fucking do a math problem, but do you know how to operate the math problem to be able to solve it? Like, are you that person? And this is one thing that I appreciated about the RDA fight that I thought he could crack with Lawler. I was banking on it so much. I laid some heat, like I told you. I thought he was going to get it within the 5 rounds. I was wrong. I was happy to be wrong, though. And I took some, hey, coach, check this out.
Hey, you knew that fucking your boy was worked with RDA.
Yeah.
So you already were confident in your bet. I get it. Okay, go on.
I was saying, your boy took some notes. Look at the little notepad. Your boy got notes. Well, let me see, man. So, and you caught me. You called me right in the middle of me doing my breakdown. I do a breakdown episode, like post breakdown, give my thoughts on like fights, and so I did like halfway. Didn't get to this fight yet, but I appreciate. So I'll get to the things I appreciated. So I appreciated, first off, his jab. Solid as fuck his jab was, but like I'm not saying RDA never had a jab. What I'm saying it's never been as enunciated as I had seen it that night. And every time
it's a good offensive and defensive tool.
Yes. and that's the thing I don't think people appreciate with like boxing. It's like tools can be used offensively and defensively. Like a jab doesn't, for instance, you're just saying a jab doesn't have to be used offensively. It can be used defensively. It's a distance. It's a distance weapon, but it can be. It's a measuring stick.
Sometimes.
Yeah, measuring stick.
Know. Sometimes they use the term measuring stick. I don't know.
I was gonna use that, but like, yeah, measuring stick. I'd always heard that from my boxing coach, but like people don't fucking understand ranges, and you don't want to complicate things. But it's used to keep a range of you and the fighter in an offensive and defensive way. I liked him for doing that. What I also liked was they showed that one clip is very popular on Facebook now. It's like 24 seconds and RDA throws 48 strikes or whatever the fuck. I appreciated his shot selection because it wasn't all head. It was right to the body, left to the head, left to the body, right to the head, right to the body, left to the head, right to the body, left. It was like up and down movement, which doesn't happen because you get fighters who...
You know what we call that? We call that keeping the guy off balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got to react all over the place. He doesn't know where it's coming from, right?
Right, and it was so, the rhythm of it was so varied because as soon as he would see that Lawler was blocking to the body on one side, then he'd hit to the head on that side. So Lawler would block to he would drop his elbow, so that any time that RDA was going to that side, RDA would hit an elbow once and then be like, oh, okay, you want to block to the elbow? Fine, head and body to the opposite side, and it was fucking working literally for almost 30 seconds straight. Like, Lawler had no fucking idea. Like, what in the fuck am I doing with life right now? Why am I here tonight? Like, that's what impressed me so much.
Dryer.
What's that?
He was in the dryer.
He was in the dryer? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, okay, tumbling. He was tumbling, yeah. The shot selection, though, man, like, I think that's one thing that people... I've heard a whole bunch of post-fight breakdowns. Shots...
Well, you gotta be able to think about where you're throwing that. Like,
exactly.
He wasn't panicking. He was picking his shots.
And he was also using... So we always knew that RDA had those flying knees, like the Benson Henderson days and shit. But he used flying knees not only in an offensive manner in this fight, but in a defensive manner to clear that distance that Lawler needed to throw that heavy left. He was like, oh, Lawler's got time to throw the heavy left. I've got time to throw this knee, close the distance, and then keep him against the cage. Like, it was the shot selection is what did it for me in this fight. And I was like, damn, this guy's Parillo written all over it. Like,
RDA beast.
RDA is fucking beast. Yeah,
he's a beast.
No
dude.
Fucking doubt.
And what a good human being he is as well. I mean, really, he's a beast, dude. And he's so respectful, and he's very open. He's open to ideas, and he's a good guy. I love seeing him get that win. I mean, I knew that was that's the toughest fight you can get. A guy like Robbie Lawler. I mean, you don't go into a fight with Robbie Lawler thinking that it's going to be a fucking cakewalk. And the size difference, I mean, Lawler's a big man. Lawler was much bigger than RDA in that cage. There wasn't 1 ounce of lack of confidence in RDA.
No.
Not one smidgen. And that's why I think, I've been saying it for I don't know how many fights. I don't remember the last time I've been favored in a fight. It probably was Cyborg's last fight. But very rarely, Bisping's never favored in his fights. I mean, RDA was the underdog in this fight all the way leading up to the day of the fight. And, casinos and bookmakers don't continue to make money because they don't make the right decision, because they're not seeing what's going on. And the tides turned, and hours before the fight, the day of the fight, the odds makers even turned and had RDA ahead, because you could tell just by his energy that he was going to win this fight. I mean, RDA is possessed right now, and I love it always. It makes it a much easier ride when you know that your fighter's as hungry as you are to win whatever fight's coming up.
Yeah, and the crazy thing with this is, man, like, every time RDA's fought at welterweight, people are like, yeah, but he won't do the next test. Like, yeah, but he won't do the next thing. And it's just like, every time we see him, He is so much improved, and it blows fucking people's minds. And you're absolutely right. He was the underdog, and I got him at underdog money. Check out my underdog money that I got him at. -110. Robbie Lawler was -120. Like, there was a 10-point difference, and they were both minus. This is how close the odds were by the end of it. I caught odds this day of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine what it was a week or 2 weeks before. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the crazy part of this. Like, people were catching on that, like, oh shit, RDA might be into this. And, like, that's the thing with RDA. Like, he's not fucking scared. Like, most people go into a ring with Robbie Lawler like, fuck, like, I gotta go with this motherfucker. But, like, RDA came in like, this motherfucker has to be in here with, he's in this ring with me for 5 rounds. Like, it's not the other way around.
You're right. Hey, you're right. That dude, I fucking, you love a guy like that, man. I mean, the guy's got a real, but sometimes guys got that grit and the toughness and strength and all that shit, but they're a fucking pea brain. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's not a pea brain.
No.
He's got a brain, and it's always, you can work with it. I'm a coach. This is what I do for a living, and I try to fucking help people improve the best I can. And you don't want to waste. I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to waste their time. And here's a guy that has everything that you need to be a great fighter, and he's proven that before already. And he's a sleeper, and he just doesn't. He hasn't had a personality that's pop, but he's had a fighting style that has. His fighting style still makes noise. It's going to continue to make noise, and I'm excited what he's going to do. And like you're saying, it's like, how can anybody's going to be fucking shitting their pants sitting in front of fucking Robbie Lawler? And I was there as close as you can be, looking at a man. When Robbie Lawler walked in the cage, cocky as all get out. That motherfucker walked in the cage like he's the cock of the block, and fucking everybody in fucking Winnipeg sucked my dick. You know what I mean? He really, you know what I mean? He did. He walked in that way. I don't know if they showed it on camera, because
I didn't catch that.
I was in the arena, and he was walking in there like his dick was swinging bigger than everybody's in the room. RDA, I looked at him in the face as he was pacing back and forth. This motherfucker didn't flinch. He just thought to himself, you could see the way a guy's thinking, and that's why, like, that's part of the job, that's part of the coach's job here. You could see and feel the way guys thinking, and you got to react to the way they're thinking. And I knew there's nothing to react to, because RDA was reacting himself.
Yeah.
He said, fuck you. You know what I mean?
He really was. Like, he fought like, fuck me. No, fuck you.
Yeah, no, fuck me, fuck you. And when they walked up to, which is nice, and I felt, and I said this to RDA after the fight, and they walked up to each other, square off before the fight started. I'm like, Robbie Lawler must have been wearing some big shoes, because you guys squared up and you were fucking next to this. Yes, Robbie was bigger than him, but I could see RDA's whole spirit in his face light up when they walked up to square off, and he went, holy shit, you're like an inch taller than me. You're not 4 inches taller. But all those little things, you think, no, like, that shit matters. You know what I mean? Feeling a guy's presence, walking up to him, seeing the size of him. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to push and shove, that means when it comes down to actually motherfucking fighting, because the shit talking and the weigh-ins and the media and all that shit is nothing but smoke and mirrors.
Right.
As soon as you sit in front of each other, it's time to motherfucking fight. You know what I mean? I could see RDA's face just light up, just like, it's on. You're not gonna intimidate me. You know what I mean? And whether skill set, whatever you're trying to help and develop in a fighter, the only way it's going to come into fruition is if fucking you got a spirit like fucking RDA. You know what I mean? The guy's a beast, dude. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no. He absolutely is. And if you didn't know before, if you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was the fight to fucking show it, man. So this was your first time though in his corner, right? Like, I don't remember seeing you when he fought old Tarek Zaffadine or Neil Magny, but I remember you telling me, "Hey man, he coming to work with me for a couple weeks. Hey man, he coming in. He's sharpening up. What can I say?" But this was your first time in his corner, right?
Yeah. Well, we talked about being. I was going to try to make it his corner for his last couple fights. I've been working with him since he got the welterweight, but it hasn't worked out to where I could make it out for his fight. But yes, this was definitely my first fight with him in the corner.
Does that? I mean, I saw you on the other side of the cage. I mean, were you able to give him what? I mean, what is your mindset? Like, you're like, I want to tell you something, but I can't really tell you something. Like, I don't need to tell you anything. Like, I just need to support you. Like, what do you? I mean, what's going on? What's going on with you? Like, because I saw you on the other side of the cage. I saw there was another two coaches in there. Are you like, I got to let them talk and do their thing? I mean, what is your supportive role? Like, you're obviously there for support, but what's your role at that point? What do you do?
Well, I think a big part of my role was actually talking to him. I was in the cage probably 3 out of the 5 rounds.
Okay.
Papalona, who's his kickboxing coach.
Yeah, I saw that dude.
It was in there also as well. My role is to tell him what he needs to hear. In all reality, sometimes it's trippy for me because I work the corners with a lot of different people. I don't have this. You know, you got guys, these teams that have all these different teams that they have out there in the MMA world.
Right.
So they usually have their set structure of guys. So there's usually which is smart a lot of times, I'm sure, to have a fucking already set.
Well, this is why I wanted to bring it up, because I saw it's unique. It's always unique with you, man. So I wanted to hear your take on it, you know?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm developing a relationship with the fighter. I'm not necessarily always developing a relationship. I am developing a relationship with the team as well, you know, and if the fighter is connecting with somebody and it's registering in a positive way, then I let that play, you know, and if it's not, then it's not. I mean, unfortunately, you gotta work. You gotta learn on the job sometimes with some of these fighters.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's my first time working with RDA. It was successful. Everybody in the corner, very good guys, very respectful guys, and sometimes, obviously, you know, with experience, I have a lot of experience in some of these fights, you know. So, you know, there's not like I don't want to argue in that corner sometimes. You know, you
right.
don't want to argue in the corner, but you definitely want to take control if you have to. Right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
You know, so, but you got to know when to fucking set your ego aside. It's pretty much, it's a feel, just like anything. It's just like a fight. It's a feel. It's a feel no matter which way you're going with it. But hopefully you've already developed a relationship with the fighter before you get to that point to where you already have a connection so you can communicate with them. Because it's all communication really at that point.
It's we're literally watching an on-screen relationship develop as fans is what I'm taking in. Like, you're like, listen, we're here, we're trying to like piece things together, but as fans, what we're absorbing is like what we don't know is going on is like literally what's happening in front of our eyes is a relationship that's molding and bending and forming right in front of us, and sometimes we don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying?
Look how fucking smart you are, fucking son of a bitch. You fucking son of a bitch. You know what? And I said, I'm like, I'm on the back end, dude. I'm a coach. I sit on the thing. I'm doing a podcast with you, and I do interviews with different people, in the whole 9 yards. But really, my job is like, people are judging my job. Like, you get your job judged.
Yeah.
People are. I don't walk into somebody's office. Like, when people talk shit to me on social media for one of my fighters or me because they think I'm a piece of shit or whatever the fuck it is, I'm like, bro, I never walked into your fucking. If I can walk into your job while you're fucking sitting in a cubicle, fucking doing fucking whatever you're doing, your fucking work,
fucking jacking off, yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
My god.
But you're absolutely right. There's a relationship being developed. There is, and when it goes back to, like we say, Colin Curran, her relationship with fighting is being developed, and it's being done at the highest profile. It's done in front of everybody, and that's what I was saying about her earlier, and that's what I'm saying about, and that's what we're talking about. It's like, you want to play the big leagues, you're gonna fucking deal with the big league bullshit, and that's just the way it is, right?
It's the way it fucking is, like that, and you're not gonna stop it. I'm not gonna stop it. Like, nobody's gonna fucking stop it. Like, it's just kind of the fucking way it is.
Nobody just stopped me from eating my stew too.
Don't fuck them, dude. Eat your fucking stew, bro. Dude, go do. All right, man. So we'll wrap this up here with the Cyborg talk, bro. Because I wanted to get you on this week because I know next week you're gonna be, dude. I'm sure you're gonna be fucking TMZ. You're gonna be fucking UFC. How many whatever other FC, like all kinds of C's are gonna be wanting to fucking interview you next week. And I'm like, listen, I got to get the realness with my boy Parillo. We got to talk some shit. What's that?
Nobody's interviewing me.
Nobody's interviewing.
Only drunk fucking Blake at fucking midnight.
It is It's almost midnight. My side of town. Bro, everybody wants to. The fucking UFC has been interviewing you nonstop for the fucking Bisping, RDA, Bisping twice, RDA. Cyborg, you've had the camera fucking in front of you for the last 6 weeks, bro.
Well, it's a time that that's how it works out, right? It's like this. It's like also you got fuck.
And then 3 months from there, like, who the fuck is that guy? Like,
yeah,
that guy's a coach. Like, he just.
That's the way it is.
Doesn't he just drink Stellas and smoke cigarettes? Yeah. Like,
that's the guy. Hey, is that the drunk coach that goes in the fucking Loaded Blake, Loaded Joe fucking
podcast?
Joe
what?
Fucking podcast?
What? Who is that guy? No, bro, but like, I'm sure you're gonna be fucking busy as fuck with, like, helping whatever the fuck Cyborg needs help with, like everything. So we got Cyborg coming up with Holly. You guys have already game planned. You've already got the thing. The big talk is obviously, so every time we talk, we like obviously talk blatant game plans. And so obviously the blatant game plan with Holly Holm is she's a kickboxer who will counter you, sidestep you, and kick you in the fucking head. Coach, you knew this before. I knew this before. There's 100 fucking trolls who fucking knew this before, and they all seem to think that Holly's gonna that Cyborg is Ronda and gonna run to her and fucking get kicked in the fucking face. Like, I happen to think different. I happen to be an intelligent human being, and I happen to know that probably Cyborg is gonna punch her block off. But you tell me, Coach, what's been going on without giving too much away in camp? What the fuck has been going on with the Cyborg camp, bro? Tell me.
Have you ever seen when fucking Mr. T squared up with Rocky Balboa the first time?
Okay.
Have you ever seen the scene when they said, "So, Clubber Lang,
Yeah, Clubber Lang, yeah.
what's your prediction?" Pain.
Oh my god, dude.
Hey man, listen. Do I think Holly Holmes gets fighting as much as anybody gets fighting?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Does she understand how to set stuff up and move and do what she does as good as anybody? Yes, I do. I think God fucking play. And then that's why we're here and that's why we're having this conversation. You know what I mean? Because of that. You know, fortunately, she has that ability because we have her. We have. That's what we need. That's what Cris Cyborg needs because Cris Cyborg is a special motherfucker. You know, because she has that in a bag of chips to go along with it. You know, she's got a beard, she's got a gun, she's got everything you need to have in the fight game. You know, she's got to be in the right frame of mind. The only person that's going to beat Cris Cyborg is Cris Cyborg. At this point of Cris Cyborg's career, there's only one person that's going to beat her, and that's her. And that is it. You know, and that's what Holly is banking on.
Right.
But I am fucking banking on not letting that happen. Do you know what I mean? And that's and I understand every technical aspect of this game, but the most important position that I think is the psychological aspect of this game because Cris is physically dominating compared to Holly Holmes. Physically, she's a dominating fighter.
Absolutely.
She just has to make sure she's mentally there, and everything's going to be okay.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with that, man. For me, this fight, too, just like it's similar to the GSP one in one effect where, you know, I was like, GSP's my favorite fighter. We already did the song and dance. But for this thing, I've actually been to Albuquerque. I have an open invitation to always go to Greg Jackson's camp, Jackson Wink. I have an open invitation to always talk to fighters and coaches. Like, I have a great relationship with them. I've met Holly. I've met Dodson, Diego. I've met everybody fucking there, right? So, like, I have this great relationship with my girlfriend's from Albuquerque. It's like we like go there like once a year. So, like, it's for me. I'm partial. I try to convince myself I'm partially torn, and I am. But like, I'm like, at the end of the day, man, I've been a Cyborg fan since like I've been an MMA fan. Like, I remember Cyborg in 2009, 2010 when I was just getting into the sport, dude. When like everybody was like, "Oh, look out for this chick. She's gonna fucking be a world beater," and everybody's like, "Who the fuck is this bitch? Like, who the fuck is? Oh my god, she's fucking hitting girls like with baseball bats." And like you said best, I just watched a breakdown before we got to talking, and I didn't expect us to do this interview as soon. But like you were like, she's the Mike Tyson of fucking women, like basically. Or you said some shit like where you equated Cyborg to Mike Tyson, and I was like,
yes,
yeah. 100%.
She's a listen.
Tell me.
I don't even. Yeah. There's really, like I said. So I was going back to fucking her frame of thought. She is a bona fide. She got a spirit like no other. Like there's very tough men that I've been a part of in my life, and I like to think I'm a tough guy as well, and I am, you know, and they are as well. But she has a spirit to win, you know, and it's going to take a lot for fucking Holly to fucking pull that off. It really is going to take a lot, you know, and I just don't know how. I'm excited for Cris to fucking finally get to fucking smoke somebody that everybody thinks is fucking God's gift. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And in a way though, you understand and I understand. Like, this is kind of the fight that Cyborg has been waiting for at this level, right? Like she had back in the day, old Gina Carano. And then when Cyborg, as she came up, like, of course she was an Invicta, but everybody was like, we want to see her against Ronda and Holly. Like, those are the two fights we want to see. By default, she can't fight Ronda, so she ends up fighting Holly. So for my money, for my book, this is in my mind the biggest women's fight since Holly Ronda. Which before that, the biggest women fight before that was Cyborg Gina Carano. Like, to be a part of one of the two, like to be within the top 3 of women fights of all time, and 2 of them are your fights. Like, this is one of the fights that we need to see happen as MMA fans. Like, for me personally.
Well, this is a girl that knocked out Ronda Rousey.
Right.
You know, I mean, and if you look at all her, like, even her loss with Miesha Tate, she was winning that fight by far.
Yeah.
You know, I thought she won the fight with Randaman. What's her name?
Jermaine Durandamine?
Durand, yeah. I actually thought
I did too.
I was at that fight. I went there with Cyborg, and I thought she won the fight. I saw them after the fight. I thought you guys won that fight. But I mean, was it close? Yes.
Yes.
So it's not like she hasn't lost significant. I mean, yeah, she got choked and put to sleep, or was throwing punches while she was sleeping when Miesha Tate choked her out. But
she got out kickboxed by a 125er and Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's
like, I don't mean to give away any part of a game plan that's based on that.
No, I know. I mean, she's heady. You know, she's heady. She's you know, but she's big. She's strong.
Yeah.
She had good pharmacists over at her fucking training camp. I mean, so no matter which way you look at it, you know, she's got a lot of experience. But
that booty is real, though. I just want to let everybody know in person that booty is real. That booty is real. Hey, not even that. Not even THAT. Not even THAT. It's DAT. DAT. That booty is real.
DAT. I love it.
Fucking me. All right, Coach. Let's get you on out of here, man. And I'll probably, if you got some time, I'll have a cigarette with you after this thing. But let's get you on out of here, man. Blast yourself. I know you don't do it often, but it seems like the biggest thing for you is Instagram. So let people know where they can follow you, where they can find you, and of course, you bet blast the fucking fight. It's next fucking Friday, bro.
December 30th. You're gonna see the baddest woman on the planet fight. Cris Cyborg. Devastating Holly Holmes. My name is Jason Parillo. Parillo Boxing, Instagram. God bless you. This is a Loaded Joe podcast.